Now going back to our top story, the community in Rosettenville is out on the streets, burning down drug dens in their locality. The community is up in arms over rising drug menace in the area, and angry protesters have burnt tires and blocked roads. Residents are holding placards saying that not to drugs, or rather no to drugs, for redeeming the dignity of the community. We are now joined in on studio by ANN7 reporter, rather at the location, Masichaba Dlamini from Rosettenville. Masichaba, are you there? Hello, Masichaba Dlamini.
Good afternoon to you, Palesa. Yes, I'm around, Palesa. Good afternoon to you and to the viewers.
Thank you so much, Masichaba. What is happening in Rosettenville and why are the community members protesting today?
We are in Rosettenville and we have witnessed members of this community protesting, and members around this community are angered by foreign nationals, especially foreign nationals allegedly from Nigeria, saying that they are selling drugs and they allegedly selling drugs in their community, allegedly having brothels in the community, and they are evicting community members from their homes and starting these alleged brothels. So the community are saying that it is enough, and they're taking a stand against this because they feel as though that the SAPS has not been fully supportive of their measure. And we have one of the community members here that will further talk to us on the troubles that they are seeing in this community. Simpiwe, we just wanted to find out the problems that you are facing in the community.
Well, to begin with, as this community of Rosettenville and the leadership of this community, we actually decided to unite this community to embark on what is called the Radical Program to ensure that we fight issues that we seem to be challenged with, in particular on the issue of drugs in our area. Our area is polluted with drugs and prostitution, but mainly the challenge that we are actually facing here is the question of evictions. Our people, elderly people and our children, they are evicted almost on a daily basis. What is sad about it is that they are evicted mainly by the very brutal Nigerians, by the very ruthless Nigerians. The Nigerians, by the way, that we gave hospitality to. We were liberated after the liberation in this country. We were liberated and we accommodated everybody. We gave them hospitality. But then now it is so sad that we are today brutalized by them after the hospitality that we gave them. So what we decided to do today is to unite this community and at least reclaim our community, clear it of drugs, clear it of your prosecution, and mainly what we are doing, they have hijacked houses here. What we are actually doing now is to reclaim as well those properties that they have hijacked, because those properties, what they have done is to start and establish some small brothels in those properties. What we are doing now is to finish all of those. What we do afterwards, because we don't just clean those houses, then leave them, or those properties and leave them as they are. What we then do is to speak to those that have been evicted before and accommodate them in all those properties. But mainly, what we are then saying as a community, we want a moratorium in this whole thing of the evictions. We are saying that the government must come and audit all these properties here. Not only, we have a support of the entire South. It's not only Rosettenville. We have leaders who are here with me now, with us, all of us here. They are coming from the South, and we want this to cut across Johannesburg South, because this is not only the problem here, but this one is almost a base of all these crooks. But then it cuts across. We have problems in Tefontein, we have problems in Regents Park and in South Hills, but then they are all here. We are saying that we want a moratorium on evictions, but government must audit all these properties. But remember, the issue of your evictions, it will be linked to your drugs and prosecution, because they live, the prosecutors, they live in those properties. So that is why we are here, and we are saying that this is a movement. It's not going to end today. We are going to continue up until such time this area is back to us, the community members, peacefully. So we have lived.
So we just wanted to find out, have you maybe spoken to any of these foreign nationals or tried to communicate with them in any way?
For many years, we have tried to speak to them. In 2014, we had a march here. We tried to speak to them, to sit them down, to say that, look, we want your leaders to come and negotiate with us. We speak so that there's harmony here in Rosettenville. But remember, the problem, the mentality of the Nigerians is very wrong, which we are going to address. They have this mentality of thinking that they are the superior nation. That is the problem. They can't come. If they come and negotiate with you, it will be like they are begging, and they can't do that. So that is the situation right now. Even if you go to all the streets, they've just run away instead of, and we know that they are brutal, they're very brutal. They will come now one by one in all these houses and start killing people. But we are saying that if they do that, because we have no problem with them in terms of living with them, because we've given them hospitality. Even now, they are neighbors, we greet them, we don't have issues. But should they do that, we are going to have a problem. Should they do that? Because we don't beat them up, that we cannot do. Because we want to live with them very peaceful, but we are unhappy with what they are actually doing. It's the actions that we want to stop.
All right, and then have you had any assistance or any help from the South African Police Service?
Here in this country, those are the very last people that we can seek help from. We don't know what happened to the SAPS Academy. What we are producing there are just starving, very starving. Police officers who are easily bribed. So that is the situation. If they come here, instead of protecting us, they come for intelligence purposes so that they can report to their masters, because these are their masters. They are on the payroll of all these people. They will report to their masters and go and point that this one is in the forefront and so on and so on. Then they start killing all of us. So there's nothing that they can help us with. They did come. To be honest, they did come. They were here, but there's nothing they could do, because I mean this is the situation that we live with on a daily basis. They greet the prostitutes on the street. They are just nice to all the drug lords here, because those drug lords are their masters. Now there's no help that we can actually get from them. What we've been saying instead, as a community, what we like to see. We'd like to see these ones from Moffat View, all these police from Moffat View, probably being redeployed elsewhere. We then take some, even if it's Limpopo or in the Eastern Cape, you bring those ones from the Eastern Cape here, you take all of them to Eastern Cape so that we can start afresh. So in the process of cleaning and reclaiming our community, we do want assistance from them, but not this one. They cannot assist us with anything. Instead, what they are going to do from today, they are just going to make sure that we are killed. We are killed, all of us, by their masters. So that is the situation.
And as we heard from a community member, those are the struggles that they're facing as a community. And earlier on, when we spoke to one of the community members, we heard that the children that they were taking out of these brothels were as young as teenagers, and some of them were around 15 years old. So the community is crying out loud and saying that the police is not doing anything for them, and therefore they have taken measures into their own hands. And these community leaders are just here to support the community, just to make sure that everything happens in harmony. However, they cannot let their community suffer in silence any longer. Back to you, Palesa.
Pastor Chaba, just a quick one just before we let you go. Now, this is serious allegations from one of the community members who have just spoken to us right there. But then now my question is, could this be a case of xenophobic attack? Or maybe is the community sure, or do they really have facts that these foreign nationals are really using drugs? And have they seen these drugs? Because these are allegations.
Well, it's ironic that you would mention xenophobic attacks, because they actually spoke about that earlier on, saying that they wanted this to be clear. Normally when such incidents happen, they report it as xenophobic attacks, and they're saying that they have nothing against these foreign nationals. They're living with these foreign nationals on a daily. However, they cannot sit back and watch their neighborhoods and their cities going down the drain. And some of them are saying that they have seen these foreign nationals selling the drugs. At one of the houses that they evicted, that was turned into a brothel, they took children out of that brothel that looked as if they were under some sort of intoxication, whether it be substance or alcohol abuse, it's not known yet. But they are saying that these drugs are sold here on the streets of Rosettenville in broad daylight, and they do see this happening. They do see that police sometimes taking money from these foreign nationals. So most of them that are speaking about this are speaking about something that they have actually seen. And they want to reiterate the fact that this is not politically inclined. This is not xenophobic attacks, rather. This is just a matter of a community rising up, saying that enough is enough, and they want something done to save their communities.
And are there did the police arrest anybody there? What did the police say about the incidents happening in Rosettenville?
The police have not made any arrests, Palesa. As we heard from the community leader, the police were here, and the police were just trying to calm the situation down, the burning of tires and so forth, and opening up roads. But at the moment, there has been no arrests made as of yet, Palesa.